Tada drashtuhu swarupe vasthanam. When that is accomplished, the seer abides in its own true nature, states the third Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. Now let's understand this sutra by looking into its constituent words one by one. These words are tada, drashtuhu, swarupe, and avasthanam. The first word tada refers to eventually or after that point. So, which point is being referred to? It is that point where all the changing states in the chitta are stilled. Now, if we reflect back, this was actually the second Yoga Sutra. So, Patanjali now talks about the state of awareness achieved after one quietens their chitta. The second word of this sutra is drashtuhu. The word originates from the dhatu drish, which means to see. And the word drashtuhu means the one who sees, that is the seer. This seer is popularly referred to as Purusha in the Indian philosophy. Now let us briefly understand the concept of Purusha or drashtuhu. Since drashtuhu means one who sees, so who sees? Now, if we consider, say, us facing a tree and then asking the question, who is seeing? Is it the eyes? But the eyes are just sensors for the visible light rays that pass on the received signals to the optical nerves. So, is it the brain? Well, the brain is just a physical organ that processes the information received through the senses. In yogic terminology, our physical body is called the sthula sharira. So, something beyond the brain actually sees. And that something is actually non physical in nature and cannot be seen by our eyes or touched by our hands. This subtle non physical part of our existence is called Sukshma Sharira. Now, if we recollect the discussion from the second sutra, the concept of Antahkaran Chatushya was the collective term for the subtle dimensions of our being, consisting of Buddhi, Manas, etc. So, do they actually see? Now, according to the yoga philosophy, the seer or the Purusha, which is subtler than the four components of Antahkaran, is the one who actually sees. And it is this Purusha which is being referred to as Drashtuhu by Patanjali. So, after discussing the second word of the sutra, let's go to the third word, that is Swarupe. This word has a prefix swa attached to the word rupe. The prefix refers to one's own, that is true. The word rupe means nature or form. So the whole word swarupe means in one's own true nature. Coming to the final word of the sutra, avasthanam. It has a root word or dhatu, stha, which means either abiding or staying or existing. Now that we have looked into the meaning of each word of this sutra, let's focus on its primary message. When that is accomplished, the seer abides in its own true nature. Now, Patanjali paves the way to this state of awareness from the path shown in the previous sutra. That after the vrittis of the chitta are quietened, the one within us who sees settles in its own true nature. The characteristics of this true nature is vividly documented by Patanjali later in this chapter from the sutras 1.41 to 1.51. And what happens when the Purusha settles in its own true nature? Then arises absolute clarity about all that exists around us, and the clouds of confusion are dispersed. But what happens when such clouds in the form of vrittis cover up our true nature? That is actually our usual state of existence. And is exactly what the next sutra will inform us about. So, till then, stay connected.